You're watching Tag TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 2nd of April. 13 militants killed in multiple operations in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Mortal remains of 38 Indians killed in Iraq by ISIS brought to India. And Afghanistan sets October date for much delayed elections. And now for all the details. In one of the biggest anti-terror operations in recent years in India's Jammu and Kashmir province, 13 terrorists were killed, confirmed a police official on Monday. There were 3 separate anti-terror operations launched in Shopian and Anantnag districts after a tip-off about presence of militants was received by the security forces.
A total of 13 militants were gunned down as 3 separate encounters concluded in India's Jammu and Kashmir province, confirmed a senior police official on Monday. 3 soldiers of the Indian Army were also killed and several others injured as the encounters concluded in Shopian and Anantnag districts of the northern province on Sunday. The anti-terror operations were launched by the joint forces of Jammu and Kashmir Police, the Indian Army and the paramilitary forces after they received a tip-off about presence of militants in Shopian and Anantnag.
काचीडूरा में जो तीसरा ऑपरेशन था वो कल रात को कंक्लूड हो गया. उसमें 5 टेररिस्ट मारे गए हैं और डगड़ में 7 मारे गए हैं और अनंतनाग दियालगाम में 1 मारा गया. 7, 5, 12 और 13 टेररिस्ट मारे गए और 1 जिंदा पकड़ा गया.
The anti-terror operation was one of the biggest in recent years in the province bordering Pakistan. India accuses Pakistan of training and arming militants and helping them infiltrate across the de facto border. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Mortal remains of 38 Indians who were abducted and killed by Islamic State terrorists in Iraq were brought back to India on Monday. The Indian government retrieved the bodies of only 38 out of 39 of its citizens killed, as one could not be identified completely.
India's junior Foreign Minister V.K. Singh returned on Monday with the mortal remains of 38 Indians out of 39 who were abducted and killed by Islamic State terrorists in Iraq. The Indian government retrieved the bodies of only 38 out of 39 of its citizens killed, as one could not be identified completely. The mortal remains of the one Indian will be sent later as the process of identification is still underway. DNA tests conducted had confirmed that samples of 38 people have matched.
It's a sad day to bring people back home in coffins, and I'm sure it is not only Punjab but the whole country feels for them. And we have left no stone unturned.
Singh had earlier assured that the deceased people will be treated as soldiers and the provincial governments will arrange for the mortal remains to be taken to their respective homes. The Indian government had maintained for years that it believed the men, mostly labourers who went to Middle East seeking work, were alive and it was trying to secure their release. Most of the workers were from the northern province of Punjab.
Moving on, Sindhi activists recently blamed Pakistan of carrying out atrocities on innocent Sindhi people. They said Pakistani forces operate with impunity in Sindh region and any attempt to highlight the situation is muzzled.
Sindhi activists have accused Pakistan of carrying out atrocities on Sindhi people as political activists are routinely being targeted in the province. Speaking on the sidelines of the recent UNHRC session in Geneva, the Sindhi activists exposed Pakistan's oppressive policies in Sindh province, which contributes to 70% of the country's GDP. They blamed the Pakistani army and intelligence agencies for enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings of innocent people in Sindh.
That Sindh is the lifeline of Pakistan, and Pakistan is surviving on Sindh, and that's why they are creating fear of atmosphere of fear in Sindh, because they are trying to develop CPEC project, and because of that one there is huge operation is going on against Sindhis, mainly in Sindhi nationalists.
The multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC project affects many parts of Pakistan, including Sindh, where people are demanding the intervention of international community to stop its construction. Locals allege China and Pakistan are aiming to change the demography of the region and have been committing atrocities against the innocent people.
In news from Afghanistan, Afghanistan on Sunday announced that parliamentary and local district elections will be held on October 20th. The elections are considered a dry run for the presidential vote to be held in 2019 and a test of whether Afghanistan's Western-backed government can overcome past election problems of poor security and fraud.
Afghanistan's Independent Election Commission or IEC on Sunday announced that parliamentary and local district elections will be held on October 20, more than 3 years behind schedule. The elections are considered a dry run for the presidential vote to be held in 2019 and a test of whether Afghanistan's Western-backed government can overcome past election problems of poor security and fraud. Announcing the date, IEC officials said that the voter registration process would start in mid-April.
کمیسیون مستقل انتخابات رسما به مردم شریف و نجیب افغانستان اعلام می‌کند که انتخابات ولسی جرگه و شورای ولسوالی به تاریخ 28 میزان سال 1397 برگزار می‌گردد.
The current parliament's 5-year term was to expire in June 2015, but Afghan President Ashraf Ghani extended it by decree amid security fears and disagreements on how to prevent fraud. Registering millions of voters in a system designed to avoid voter fraud presents a major logistical and security challenge given Taliban control over large areas of the country. But authorities say that security forces believe they can assure the election preparations go ahead.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Sanghya Samajwadi Forum Nepal Chairman Upendra Yadav has praised the recent poll report by the European Union Election Observation Mission, which drew strong criticism by the government last month. The leader said it was very immature of the government to protest against the mission's report.
Chairman of Sanghya Samajwadi Forum, Nepal, or SSFN, Upendra Yadav has said the European Union Election Observation Mission, or EU EOM, had given correct recommendations in its report. Speaking at a press meet on Sunday, Yadav praised the EU EOM report, saying the government decision to criticize the report was an immature move. Yadav's remark on EU's report came after Premier KP Oli Sharma criticized the mission's report last month and said the mission had undermined Nepal's sovereignty and an overwhelming voter participation in its report. The EU mission's recommendation for denying the proportional representation election quota for some, complain about non-representation of Christians, and comment on the Election Commission's opacity in their report drew strong criticism from both the government and the poll body. The EU EOM, which was launched in Nepal to observe the poll process across the country, submitted its final report to the poll body last month.
An aircraft of the Indian Navy Tu-142M has been turned into a museum after being decommissioned in India's southern Visakhapatnam city. The aircraft served in the Indian Navy for 29 years.
Indian Navy's Tu-142M aircraft that has been turned into a museum after being decommissioned in 2017 has been attracting visitors in India's southern Visakhapatnam city. The aircraft, which has been placed at a sea beach in the city, has various equipments and parts of aircraft like propeller, engine, survival kit, anti-submarine missile and data recorder. Excited visitors who were present in huge numbers were seen enjoying the experience and clicking pictures.
Tu-142M aircraft is. Initially we brought it from Russia in 1988. After serving of 29 years in Indian Navy, and recent past in 2017 March April is retired from, you can say that, decommissioned from Indian Navy, and we make this aircraft as a museum for people, public, and kept it.
It was a very nice experience. We got to know about the Air Force and all the technical things that we visited here, and it was my first time experience to visit an Air Force aircraft that is 142 MU, and we got to know many things about the Air Force and about the plane systems, how they work and how they fight in the wars, also how they destroy the submarines underneath, and all the things we got to know. It was a very nice experience.
The now decommissioned aircraft was initially brought from Russia in 1988 after serving of 29 years in Indian Navy.
A trader in India's southern Tamil Nadu province is selling dyed baby chicks to be kept as pets. The leghorns are attracting youth and kids due to their colourful feathers.
A seller in Coimbatore city of India's southern Tamil Nadu province is conducting the trade of artificially colored chicks across the region to be kept as pets by families. Around 6,000 leghorn chicks are sold each month by the seller, who buys them in bulk before dyeing them in different colors and carrying them in baskets across the region.
வந்து தர்மபுரியிலேருந்து நான் கோழிஞ்சி கொண்டு வரேங்க, கோயம்புத்தூர் கொண்டு வந்தேங்க, அங்கே அந்த பைக்கிலே கொண்டு வருவேன். இங்கே வந்து நான் கலர் அடித்து ஊர் ஊராக வியாபாரம் பண்ணுவேங்க. கோழிஞ்சி வந்து கலர் அடித்ததுனால கலர் அடிக்க குழந்தைங்களாம் விரும்பி வாங்குவாங்க. அப்புறமா விரும்பி வாங்குவாங்க. இந்த கோழிஞ்சி வேலை யாரெல்லாம் அழிஞ்சிட்டு போகுதுங்க. ஆனால் கோழிஞ்சி நல்ல வெரைட்டிங்க, நல்லா நாட்டுக்கோழி மாதிரி வந்து நல்ல ஒரு ஹெல்த்தான கோழி, அது யாருக்கும் தெரிய மாட்டேங்குதுங்க.
Santan claims the colors used are not harmful and have been specially manufactured for this purpose. Though the chicks lose their colors when their feathers grow, they still provide a good business due to their popularity amongst children as they domesticate them due to their attractive color.
A three-day fashion week in India's showbiz capital Mumbai city concluded on Sunday with some traditional Indian attires ruling the ramp. Models walked the ramp showcasing the collections, which were all about detailed Indian designer dresses in shades of peace. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. 13 militants killed in multiple operations in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Mortal remains of 38 Indians killed in Iraq by ISIS brought to India. And Afghanistan sets October date for much delayed elections. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
You're watching TEG TV.